Core TV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
Hello and welcome to Core TV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click Core TV, leave a space, then News. Core TV News, a 24-hour news station.
Glad to have you join us again on Core Digest Friday. Our Friday show today is dedicated to you, and we've had an awesome week of bringing resource persons and political affairs as well as public affairs analysts on the show. We're just going to open the phone lines to our esteemed viewers on the show today so we can have a concussion of ideas across Nigeria on some of these juicy stories, especially at a time where we've been having lots of complaints from callers that we don't pick our calls. So we're dedicating quite about 30 to 45 minutes roughly to this morning to pick calls extensively and hear you comment on these issues, especially ahead of the 2015 general elections. But if you still cannot reach us yet, all you need to do is follow us on Twitter. It's at Core Digest Live, where you can drop all your comments and make your inquiries on the discourse today. The phone line is buzzing already. I'm wondering what you want to comment on when you've not actually heard what we're talking about on the show today. Okay, MCL, look for it. Ahead 2015 general elections, the issues and controversies is one of those particular topics that we've touched on in recent times. And issues and controversies keep stemming out from the political arena in Nigeria. Where do we start from? Well, yesterday was Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Across Nigeria, it was explosive. Of course, Mr. President led other dignitaries, top government functionaries, as well as service chiefs to lay wreaths in honor of the soldiers. They call them the unknown soldiers. Do you think that we've celebrated them enough? Do we have to wait for them to die before we actually celebrate them? Those shoes and helmets actually belong to some of them that died in the course of fighting. Now, it's one thing to fight, and you see that is where there's a little disparity and a thin line between the average Nigerian soldier and a bloody broadcast journalist like myself. You recall I had a retired colonel on the show sometimes this week, and I was trying to relate with him. If, for instance, we can see a relationship between the job I do and the job of an average soldier, especially when we were talking about the mutiny case. And I told him that if my MD, for instance, cannot provide wardrobe allowance for me, then I probably might not have what it takes to do my job. I have to come out clean and fine. My suit has to be clean. My blue tie has to come out well on TV. And then the guy said, no, you're a bloody civilian. You do not understand what it means to be a Nigerian soldier. When you are serving in the Nigerian army, it's not just about a vocational employment. It's about sacrificing your entirety, the entirety of your life to the Nigerian dream in defending the territorial integrity of Nigeria. And it meant that the moment you sign for life and death. And that's the ultimate price, just like Jesus did, just like many other people did. That's the price that these people, these men are paying for Nigeria. But have we been able to celebrate them? When you see the average soldier on the Nigerian streets, have we been able, as Nigerians, been able to accord them that respect? Do we indeed, are we inspired by the kind of lives they have chosen to live? Well, let's find out what some stakeholders have to say. Of course, the Chief of Army Staff, the Inspector General of Police, the Senate President, many of them also were there, and in the presentation of laying wreaths in honor of soldiers. Quite inspiring and quite touching. Can you give it a little volume and feel the mood of what it was like really yesterday?
I think it's proper that we remember our fallen heroes because it will encourage those who are alive and who are fighting for our freedom, our security, and our liberty.
Just as the oath we took says that you will even lay down your life for the defense of Nigeria. And when you do that, when you pay that supreme sacrifice, you know that you will not be forgotten. One day, every year, you will be remembered.
So the police, as you know, play a leading role, particularly in the maintenance of peace, internal security. So police is not left out, and that is why you can see I'm in full part of the ceremony itself.
The theme of this year's ceremony is appreciating the
Well, no doubt the theme of this year's celebration came handy, celebrating our armed forces, celebrating the unknown soldiers, no doubt celebrating these men and women who have sacrificed their lives for Nigeria. Okay, let's quickly find out now what all of this would mean in the course of the show and find out why we have not been really able to celebrate our heroes at this time in Nigeria. I'm quickly going to open the phone lines for contributions and your analysis across board. Of course, the intention of all of this is to be able to identify a common goal in Nigeria, why it has become a culture within our society and our immediate community, why it is so much impossible for us to give honor to these people even while they are alive. Good morning. Welcome to Call Digest.
Yeah, morning.
Morning. How are you today?
I'm fine.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm going from Kaduna.
From Kaduna. I didn't get your name.
Yes. I'm going from Kaduna.
Oh, Dan Kuli Kuli from Kaduna.
Good morning.
Good morning, my friend. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Why is it so unusual? Why is it so uncultural for us in this climb to be able to celebrate the average Nigerian soldier even while they are alive?
What is the issue I want to comment on?
Are you there?
Hello?
Go ahead, please.
The issue I want to comment on is based on Matthew Kuka.
Okay.
Matthew Kuka has said it all, that all the political parties don't have internal democracy.
All right.
That's why we are having problems. Hello?
I'm with you, Dan Kuli Kuli.
That's why we are having problems. Most of the political parties don't have internal democracy.
Okay.
Most of them wake up and just select the candidates without going into primaries.
Okay.
That's why when you don't have internal democracy, you will not a clear and a good candidate will not emerge.
It's all right, Dan Kuli Kuli.
Secondly, I want to comment on the visit of the Mr. President,
Okay.
which from all the implication is political. Because political in the sense of I expected the president to lead the troops to Sambisa Forest.
Dan Kuli Kuli, we're not there yet.
Yes.
We're going to get there yet. But on this segment of the show, we're turning our attention to celebrating the members of the Nigerian army who have laid down their lives. It's important that we dedicate a segment of this show to them. So I'm going to appreciate if you can put your comment and limit your comment on why Nigerians have not been able to celebrate these people yet. You might also want to call me back. At this moment, we're just going to dedicate this moment to all those precious Nigerian members of the Nigerian army that have dedicated their lives and, of course, paid the supreme price in honor of Nigeria. It happened yesterday across Nigeria, of course, across different states. The one shown on your screen is at the Federal Capital Territory, where Mr. President, alongside all the top government functionaries as well as service chiefs, were there to lay wreaths in honor of these soldiers. It's important that we give them a moment to talk about this. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to Call Digest.
Good morning. Yeah. Good morning.
Can you turn down?
With Mr. Abel.
Can you turn down the volume of your TV set?
So my comment on the remembrance of the fallen heroes.
Just a minute before you go on. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mr. Abim calling from Barega, Lagos.
Mr. Abbey from Lagos. All right, go ahead with your contribution.
I think I want to comment on the remembrance of the fallen heroes.
Okay.
The question I want to ask, the remembrance, the so-called remembrance of the fallen heroes, what does it entail? Why those they left behind are suffering? So I just want to know the essence of the remembrance of the fallen heroes when those they left behind are suffering. So I don't think the government is taking care of. So when you say we are celebrating the fallen heroes, so I don't know the meaning.
It's all right. You know, I don't have a government representative here, but let me ask you, Mr. Abe, if you think Nigerians as a people have been able to celebrate and accord respect to these people, even when they are alive, when we encounter them on streets, when we see them around, have we been able to accord them that deserved respect as a member of the Nigerian army?
That is where I derive my question from.
Okay.
I heard your question correctly.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that I don't think we have been able to give them, to accord them their respect while they are alive.
Okay.
So that is why I said when they are not alive, they are saying they are celebrating death.
I see.
And those they even left behind are suffering. So the celebration is uncalled for because when they are alive, you can't celebrate, you don't celebrate them. And even when they are no more, their family they left behind are suffering.
Okay.
And you are not coming to say you are celebrating them. So it's of no use. So thank you. That's okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abe, calling in from Lagos. Well, I understand what your point of view is. In Ondo State, I believe yesterday, members of the ex-servicemen also greeted this particular celebration with some protest, complaining about 5 months of their pension that are yet to be paid. Not to rubbish in any way the efforts of the federal government at this time. I recall there was a time we also showed you a particular report as regards empowering the children of these people who had paid the ultimate price for Nigeria, sending them to school, giving them scholarship in their own way. I believe that the federal government also definitely has 1 or 2 things to say that it has done for the family of these precious ones. But then, let me take this call to find out your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to Call Digest.
All right.
Can you turn down the volume of your TV for me?
Okay.
All right. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Abdullah. I'm calling from Kaduna.
Sadela.
Abdullah.
Abella.
Abdullah, yes.
Okay. Abella calling from Kaduna. Go ahead with your contribution, please.
Okay. I think, on my own opinion,
Okay.
the reason why we don't celebrate the fallen heroes in Nigeria, one, most of not even the fallen heroes that are even still alive, those are 46. It's all part of corruption, and some of them have not been given their entitlement, and there are other reasons beyond knowledge of the common man that is within the armed forces itself.
Okay.
And there are other reasons like lack of remembering them, they are there, they've been forgotten, they have been let down and be forgotten. And there are some of the government officials who do not partake during the war, the civil war, and some of them just have not had that experience to believe what these people have done for the nation is a great thing to be remembered.
I see.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Abella, for your contribution all the way from Kaduna. Good to hear from you talking about the need to check the welfare provision for these people, especially the members of their families that are left behind. Let's also find out why it is important, especially at such a time where there is an ongoing war against insurgency in northeastern Nigeria. We need to also remember that there are there are people, actually Nigerians, who are active in this war, whose job this morning was not to wear a tie and a suit like I did this morning, but who actually got kitted up, wearing shoes, wearing uniforms and carrying arms and going literally to the battlefield to fight the battle for you and I. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to Call Digest.
Yeah, please, my name is Mohammed from Kaduna.
Mohammed, how's Kaduna this morning?
Well, Kaduna is fine.
Good to hear from you.
Yeah, concerning this your topic.
Okay.
But what are we celebrating? Are we celebrating what? I don't know what we are celebrating.
Are you saying it is wrong to celebrate?
No, it is not wrong.
Those people at this time?
The ex-servicemen are dying in poverty.
Okay. I understand your point of view, but Mohammed, are you there?
Yes, please.
Do you think that as Nigerians, have we been able to accord the soldiers the deserved respect even while they are alive?
Exactly.
I'm not sure you got me. I'm saying, have we been able to accord them their deserved respect even while they are alive?
Exactly, please.
Okay. I believe I got you there. Thank you for your contribution. Quite angry Nigerians this morning, especially from northern part of the country, talking about if it is important for us to celebrate at all. But of course, it's Armed Forces Remembrance Day. It is a day spared to ensure that these people are celebrated, to ensure that these people are talked about, and of course to ensure that we take some time out in our busy lives to, shower some encomiums on them. I understand the point of view that the welfare provision, the welfare package for their family members, but beyond all of that, do we have that relationship with them even while they are alive? Do we see them and then we honor them? Do we give to them? Do we accord them the deserved respect as Nigerians? What kind of relationship exactly exists between the average Nigerian and the unknown soldier? Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Call Digest.
Yeah, I'm good.
What's your
It's a
name?
new day.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Lanre,
Larry from
calling from Idonre,
Idonre,
Ondo State.
Ondo State. Good morning. Go ahead with your contribution, Larry.
Okay. We have to celebrate the armed forces.
Okay.
It is necessary in order to remember our fallen heroes, especially this time that we lost so many of them due to insurgency battle.
That's right.
In order to celebrate them, we can celebrate them better by ensuring that they are properly equipped,
Okay.
so that we will not continue to lose many of them. And the statement credited to the two presidential candidates, one says that their worries will soon be over. And I hope that very soon this insurgency will be brought to a reasonable end.
Okay.
Because we cannot continue to lose this our gallant soldiers to terrorists.
You know, so,
And I think,
Larry, some have
hello?
also said that the kind of relationship that exists between the
I can't hear
soldiers.
you.
Are you there, Larry?
Yes, I'm there.
Some have said that the kind of relationship that exists between the average Nigerian and the unknown soldier is that of fear other than mutual respect. Do you think that we are just so scared of the average soldier rather than according them their deserved respect?
We should give them the deserved respect. And the respect lies in the development of Nigeria as a whole. Proper equipment of the military.
Okay,
And stop insulting them.
I see.
Insulting them in essence by calling them all sorts of names.
I see.
Because these people pay the supreme price. Some of their colleagues pay the supreme price for serving the nation.
Okay.
And it is illogical. For instance, if you call that any soldier an illiterate, it is a misnomer. And we can respect the institution as in the political era. There's no how we will not discuss military in politics.
Okay.
And in as much as any one of them venture into politics, we should treat them like a normal professionals. We should integrate them into the society. And they too, they deserve something from Nigeria. They should, like most of these retired generals,
Okay.
they can still offer advice
That's
on
right.
ways and manner to cope this insurgency.
Okay, I believe you made your point there, Larry. Thank you very much for your contribution from it, Doria. We're going to take a commercial break now. When we come back, we'll also hear more from Nigerians on the show this morning. Stick around. Don't go away.
Fellow Nigerians, as we enter a new year, let us talk Nigerian to Nigerian. Many of you believe that something is wrong with Nigeria. Many of you have given up. You think this country can never be good, can never get better. And so you forgive politicians for stealing and for mediocrity. Because you say to yourselves, they are all thieves. They are all selfish and nothing will change. But is that really true? It is not. Many people ask me, why am I running for office again? And I ask them, what has changed since I began this mission? Can you honestly, truly say to yourself that our country has changed for the better? Are our children safe when they go to school? Are our parents safe when we leave them at home? Is the naira in your bank account of greater value today than it was 4 years ago? I, Muhammad Buhari, I am urging you to have your PVC, and on election day, you go peacefully and vote and make sure your vote count. Thank you very much.
Niger has got her pulse back. Now you can call from your campus and from over 500 other campuses at 11 copies per second all day to any network, plus lots of other awesome benefits. Dial *406#. Step into the pulsing zone. It's MTN iPulse, baby. Back, bigger, and better.
Awesome P. MTN. Everywhere you go.
Welcome back. It's Cool Digest Friday as we touch on the issues ahead of the 2015 election, of course, the issues and the controversies. The phone lines are open to contribute on the show today. Of course, our Twitter handle is also there as we touch on the Armed Forces Remembrance Day that was celebrated across the nation yesterday. Of course, many people calling in talking about the importance of not just earmarking a day to celebrate them, but also to ensure that the family members that are left behind are well taken care of. And that indeed is an issue to discuss as well, because yesterday, while Mr. President was in the Federal Capital Territory alongside other government functionaries and service chief men laying wreaths at the at that particular ceremony, in Ondo State, there were also staffs, members of the ex-servicemen who are also protesting as regards their pensions that have not been paid. You also recall sometimes earlier last year when the ex-military men protested in the FCT, and also they at that particular time threatened to boycott the 2015 elections if their pensions are not paid. All of these are issues that are important that the federal government and relevant government agencies settle, especially now that we need these people to be well motivated as they go on fighting for the cause of the Nigerian nation. In Ogun State yesterday, there was some sort of a relationship between the Armed Forces Remembrance Day and the forthcoming 2015 general election, as the state governor there, Ibikunle Amosu, urged the residents of the state to shun violence and electoral practice. He believes that this is the only way that we can sustain the sovereignty that these members of the armed forces actually fought for. This was exactly what he said.
We enjoy all Nigerians to continue to pray for the sustenance of our growing democracy. Nigeria has gone through a lot of political upheaval in the past. We must therefore call on God to help us to achieve peace, security, and development across the terrain of our nation. We must avoid participation in and encouragement to any form of electoral malpractice. We have voluntarily chosen democracy as a system through which we will choose our leaders, and we cannot feel unconcerned in the process of making that choice. Together we will make our dear country, and indeed our state. We all owe it to give to God, to ourselves, and all our heroes who have given all that they have. May God help us all.
All right, I have Vandros on the line calling from Benue State. Vandros, did I get your name well? V-A-N-D-R-O-S-S, right?
Yeah.
All right, Vandros, go ahead with the contribution, please.
You are right.
All right, turn down the volume of your TV set and go ahead with your contribution.
Okay, I just want to, the Remembrance Day that the president used to be honored those that passed away.
That's right.
Was a very good thing.
Okay.
And secondly, you know, some of the men out there, they have they are no longer in service, and their welfare, you know, there's something wrong with that. You cannot honor those that are dead and leave the living to suffer. So let's look into that.
It's all right.
That is my contribution.
Thank you very much, Vandros, for calling in this morning. Now let's go to Maiduguri very briefly, where Mr. President paid a surprise visit yesterday for the second time since the state of emergency kick-started in northeastern Nigeria. Of course, there were lots of call on Mr. President to have made this visit earlier, especially with the abduction of over 200 Chibok girls. That's about 276 days ago. Of course, he told the troops that the federal government had approved new incentive to enable them crush the insurgents, and he also talked about plans ongoing to recover the 10 local governments presently under the capture of the Boko Haram insurgents. He also paid a visit. Can we have a silent film of the particular clip on? He also paid a visit to the internally displaced persons in that climb. You'll recall that there's much talk as regards the Baga incident where thousands of people were alleged to have died, and of course in a situation whereby there's also disparity of figures, ongoing debate between the Nigerian military and Amnesty International. It's an amateur video, okay? It was a surprise visit yesterday, and this was exactly an excerpt of what Mr. President said yesterday.
It's a sad thing to be talking about internally displaced person. Nobody is happy that you will be displaced within your own land. Of course, we know that the issue of terror is global. But the excess of Boko Haram is quite traumatic for all of us. As a president, I feel traumatized whenever I hear about these excesses. I feel very burdened. But let me reassure all Nigerians and indeed internally displaced persons that government is working very hard to make sure that you don't stay in these camps for too long.
Boko Haram has killed scores.
Okay, that was exactly how it went. Met with the state governor, visited the earlier part of that clip, of course, showed this visit to members of the Nigerian army who suffered some sort of injury during the ongoing fight against insurgency. MCR, if you can give me pictures to my word, I would really appreciate it. Mr. Vice President visited members of the Nigerian soldiers who were injured during the ongoing fight against insurgency. And it is also important to note that this visit, the last time that Mr. President visited the state was in June 2013 and had not been in the state since the abduction of more than 219 students of the government girls secondary school in Chibok. That was on April 14. In addressing officers and men of the 7th Division, the Nigerian Army at the Malari Barracks, Maiduguri, Mr. President commended them for their gallantry and patriotism by standing their grounds to confront the Boko Haram insurgency. He also assured the military of his administration's total support in the fight against terrorism in some parts of the country. Now, there are lots of school of thoughts as regards this recent visit. While many are saying that it's better now than never, others are saying that it's probably happening a week before he officially launches his political campaign in that part of Nigeria. And of course, how that has also brought to fore the discussion of the importance of dealing with these Nigerians and ensuring that they have government presence. And if you ask me, I want to believe that Mr. President being there yesterday is a right step in the right direction like never before. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Welcome to Call Digest.
Hello?
You're on to Call Digest. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
And James from Ikire.
James from Ikire?
Yes.
Where's Ikire?
In Lagos.
In Lagos?
Ikire.
Okay, James, welcome to Call Digest. How are you today?
I am fine.
Go ahead with the contribution, please.
Okay. I just want to comment on the president's visit.
Okay.
To Maiduguri. It
All right.
is very, very late for the president to visit at this point in time. After more than 200 and something days, this is the first time the man is visiting of him. Because ordinarily, these people whose children have been kidnapped for more than 200 and something days, Nigerians see this.
I'm afraid we lost that call, James. You might have to call us back. When you call in, please turn down the volume of your TV set so we can have a crystal clear communication ongoing. Of course, many have called this in commemoration of the celebration of the Armed Forces Day, and you also need to recall that Mr. President took time to visit some of these officers and men who sustained injuries in the war against the insurgents at the military hospital in Malari Barracks. He later held a closed-door meeting with the wounded soldiers in the hospital before visiting thousands of internally displaced persons. NEMA puts the number of displaced persons in Bama as 3,000, and it is also being said that all of these people were there to receive Mr. President, and it went ahead also, Mr. President went ahead to sympathize with these concerned Nigerians, especially those who lost their beloved ones. Apart from being driven away from their ancestral homes, he assured them that the federal government and the security agencies were doing everything possible to ensure peace so that they can go back to their homes and continue their normal lives. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. This is Ezra from Mina.
All right. What's your name again, please?
Ezra from Mina. I want to contribute for the...
Eze from Mina. Welcome to Call Digest. Please go ahead with your contribution.
I want to recommend our president to go Brunei.
Okay.
It's a good idea.
All right.
To go Brunei and see what is happening there.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to contribute.
Eze, go ahead. Are you there? I'm afraid we lost that. Please call us back, Eze, from Mina, I believe. We'd love to get all of your contribution and your own take as regards this issue. Well, all of this happening, taking place few weeks to elections. Some are insinuating that it was a political visit. But unlike the characteristics of political visits where you have lots of people welcoming you at the airport, such did not happen in Mr. President's visit, and many are also saying that maybe it wasn't a way to score any cheap political point because the usual reception, the usual political paparazzi was not witnessed yesterday. Looks as if he meant business, and he was also there on ground to meet with the wounded soldiers. Isn't that exactly what Nigerians have been clamoring for all this while? Hello, good morning. Welcome to Call Digest. Good morning, are you there? Okay, when you're calling in, endeavor to turn down the volume of your TV set so that we can have a crystal clear communication. The reception at the airport yesterday for Mr. President was low-key, as there was no political coloration, even as the Minister of State for Power, the Mohammed Wakil, and all the top PDP shots who were in town since Monday were conspicuously absent at the airport. Hello, good morning. Good morning, are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Welcome to Call Digest.
Yes, good morning.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, I'm calling from Milan. This is Oluwaseun calling from Milan.
Oluwaseun. Calling from Ilorin.
Oluwaseun calling from Milan.
All right, please turn down the volume of your TV and go ahead with your contribution.
Okay. Okay, I really appreciate what Core TV is doing. You know, or you've been spreading the channel.
Okay.
Yeah. The situation in this country is is something beyond what any man can handle. But notwithstanding, I just want to say that we can't keep quiet. We still have to, say something. And we have to build this country no matter what. But the most important thing is that every Nigerian needs to have that. Nigerians that believe in God. I believe in God. I believe God can change the situation of Nigeria. So I think the most important thing every Nigerian needs that believe in God, we should call on to God.
Are you there? I'm afraid we lost that. Oluwaseun, quite poor network reception we had, but thank you very much for your contribution from Ilorin. Well, let's have your take. What are your opinions, and of course, on these issues and controversies, and what side are you as regards Mr. President's visit to Borno? Well, don't also forget that Mr. President was in Borno sometimes in June 2013. There was much talked about him visiting during the abduction of the Chibok girls. He did not visit, but he also met about 100 days after the kidnapping of the schoolgirls. He met with parents of the schoolgirls at a closed-door meeting in Abuja, alongside with 53 of those girls that escaped as well. He had a meeting with them, their parents and stakeholders from that part of the country, as those issues were also in the limelight. Let's take some tweets this morning as we got some opinions of viewership on this topic of discourse this morning. Isioma Efeya says, pay them their benefits as at when due, equip those still at the battlefront, erect heroic walls in order to celebrate them. Okay, thank you for your contribution, Isioma. Let's take this call now. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Tochukwu.
Tochukwu from Anambra. Good morning.
Yes.
How are you
Good morning,
today?
my brother.
I'm terrific. Go ahead with your contribution.
Okay. I think it's a welcome development.
Okay.
That the president took the courage to visit Borno State. It's also a welcome development that our armed forces was remembered yesterday.
Okay.
So my thought is that every Nigeria, we should encourage every action that is targeted towards the right direction. It is good we criticize, but we should also take it as a point of duty to encourage. And I want to use this opportunity to call for restraint on the part of our politicians. They should please play politics with everything, but leave our armed forces alone.
I see.
Play politics with our armed forces. The other day, I listened to a top politician and opposition political leader trying to say some unguided and unconfirmed allegations against our military chiefs, trying to accuse them of fraud. You see, as Nigerians, we must understand that we don't have to enact new laws. I believe that we have enough laws to guide us. Rather, the problem is that we have selective application of these laws because we have big men. So when politicians make some of these unguided statements and assassinate characters of our leaders and hide under the right of freedom of expression, I need to remind them that such right also precludes the right to express such opinion if it is dangerous to the public. So please, our politicians, to be fair, they should please leave our armed forces alone, and they should learn how to encourage our armed forces. They really deserve it. This is the reason why somebody will wake up one morning, go and fight off his life to live, to protect you, and all you do in return is to cast aspersion. So this is my thought, and I think Nigeria should encourage it.
Just before you go, Tochukwu, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Is it quite easy to differentiate or separate Mr. President's visit from the political realities of the time? This is about 276 days after the abduction of the Chibok girls, and then it's also coming just a few weeks to his official campaign in that part of the country. Do you think it's possible for Nigerians to see this without seeing any political intonation at all?
Okay, the truth here is that it is impossible for the president not to have gained political value by visiting Chibok, whether he visited it before, during, or after the incidents. The truth is that his intention, as I have discovered, is to visit the eternally displaced persons. So, because you're not going to rule out the fact that one way or the other, he must have gained political value to that visit. But it is arguable to say that his intention originally is to go there for electioneering or go there for campaigning. You see, he is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. And I believe, and I want to be sure on this, that it is the reports and the recommendations of his security details that must have stopped him from visiting Borno State all this while. So, you know, these are what are happening at the top level that ordinary Nigerians may not be privy to. So I want to believe that one way or the other, he has gone there to communicate with those who were the victims. So I don't think his intention was to go and gain political relevance.
It's all right. Thank you very much for calling in today, Tochukwu from Anambra. Regards to the family. All right, now we're going to take a short break here. When we come back, we'll find out why it is impossible for Nigerians to believe the military authorities. There's an ongoing debate now. Of course, you recall the Twitter conversation between former Minister of Education Obi Ezekwesili and the Nigerian Army spokesman Chris Olukolade as regards the integrity of the Nigerian Army's position on the Biu attack. If we have the graphics, we'll bring you that also. And of course, there's also a disparity and irregularity, so to speak, in figures. A thin line between what the Amnesty International is saying as regards the Baga attack, as well as the position of the Nigerian Army. Stick around for more. Don't go away.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on Core TV News.
Glad to have you join us on another edition of The Political Arena, the most detailed and incisive political show.
You will see all sorts of politicians, even those who cannot manage their homes. We tell you to let them manage your lives. Look well, shine your eyes.
So stomach infrastructure is a way of life. Even if I cannot do anything, and I continue to help your stomach so that your life will keep on going. So my style is without apology. Stomach infrastructure is a way of life for me.
I should ask you, what is going right in this country? Is it education? Is it security? Infrastructure? Is it healthcare? What is going right? Absolutely nothing.
We mean to win Lagos. PDP is going to win Lagos in 2015. And that means that everybody must be on board.
INEC has colluded with the presidency, the opposing party to rig this election from the data to the end.
The successful conduct of free, fair and peaceful elections in Ekiti is a good omen for the subsequent elections to come, and the 2015 general elections must be the best.
The good, bad, ugly and beautiful sides of the Nigerian political system. Join me every Sunday at 9:15 p.m. on Core TV News.
You can now watch Core TV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to Core TV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. And Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click Core TV, leave a space, then news. Core TV News, a 24-hour news station.
Welcome back. It's Core Digest Friday as we touch on issues and controversies ahead the 2015 election. We have another tweet here. This one says, remembrance of Nigerian hero is a welcome idea. Okay, can I get this now? And he goes on and on like that. I'll get details of that tweet subsequently. But let's quickly touch on another very important story that broke this week. The initial reaction to the Baga insurgent attack was that about 2,000 Nigerians died. Of course, the Nigerian military came up to say that's not true, that it was just about 150 casualties, even including members of the insurgents.
A lot of speculations and conjectures have been peddled by a section of the Nigerian media, particularly the online media, regarding the casualty rate of that incident. Some claim that over 1,000 people were killed, while many others wrote with some sense of certainty that 2,000 people lost their lives in that singular attack. Without any doubt, terrible atrocities have been committed against innocent Nigerians in Baga by the rampaging terrorists who attacked and have been operating in the town since 3rd of January 2015. Necessary actions are being taken to put an end to the activities of terrorists and restore law and order to that community. To this end, a lot of covert operations, including surveillance activities, which recorded series of aerial photographs, are ongoing in that vicinity. It is, however, necessary to inform Nigerians in the interim that the exercise so far have not corroborated the report of the casualty rate, which was put at 2,000 deaths. From all available evidence, the number of people who lost their life during that attack has so far not exceeded about 150 in the interim. This figure includes many of the terrorists
who were bearing arms and got killed in the course of their attack and battle with troops.
Now, in a swift reaction to that particular report and in a way of corroborating its initial report on the Baga incident, the Amnesty International has released satellite images of what it says show the magnitude of last week's Boko Haram attack on northeast towns of Baga and Doron Baga. I'm not sure if I'm right with that pronunciation, but someone from the north might just want to correct me. The images here on your screen, they say provide evidence of the scale of the insurgent attack on the two towns, which Nigerian military say left about 150 people dead. Now, to underline the scale of this destruction, Amnesty International also released before and after images of the two neighboring towns, which are approximately 160 kilometers from Maiduguri. Speaking of the satellite pictures, Amnesty researcher in Nigeria, the man by the name Daniel Eyre, says the detailed images show that one of the towns was almost wiped off. Now, what you see right now, where the dark spots shows up, areas I believe that were wiped off in that attack. The previous pictures showing the red parts, okay, I believe also tells another story entirely. It shows that one of the towns were almost wiped off during off the map within 4 days. And then the images also show that over 3,700. Okay, the red part I believe are areas of fire-burnt scars. Okay, that's what the red part signifies. The images shows that over 3,700 structures were damaged or completely destroyed. Areas of burnt scars are what are being shown in the right patches on that map diagram. It also talked about parts burnt, vegetation burnt, damaged buildings visible in the satellite-based chain detection from the picture there. The images show that over 3,700 structures were damaged or completely destroyed in the two fishing towns in Baga, a densely populated town which is less than 2 square kilometers in size. I think the bottom line of all of this is that Amnesty International is suggesting that the images are proofs that the death toll could be higher than what Chris Olukolade said earlier in that report, where he mentioned that there are just about 150 casualties, including members of the Boko Haram insurgents. And is also saying that Amnesty International is saying that with this diagram, they have proofs that the death toll could just be higher than the 150 declared by Nigeria's military authorities. So who do we believe? Why is it hard for Nigerians really to believe in the Nigerian military? Hello, good morning. Welcome to Call Digest.
How are you?
I'm terrific. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Kalabo, calling from Sokoto.
What's your name again, please?
Kalabo, calling from Sokoto.
Kalabo. Can you spell that for me?
Very simple.
Okay, teach me.
K-A-L-A-B-O.
Oh, Kalabo. K-A-L-A-B-O.
Not K-A-L-A-B-O.
Okay, K-A-L-A-B-O. Kalabo.
Yes.
Kalabo, go ahead with your contribution.
Please, I want to make a contribution about what is there.
Okay. Go ahead, please.
That our president wants to visit our victims in North.
That's right.
Is it now the right time for the visit, or is it supposed to conduct a visit before campaign or before election?
The bottom line is that he visited. Whether the timing really matters. The fact is that Mr. President has visited and he has commiserated with people who lost lives, who lost fellow friends and family members as well as properties.
Yeah.
Does it really matter what time he's visiting?
Hello? Am I hearing well?
Yeah, Kalabo, I said, does it really matter what time the president is visiting? The bottom line is that he has visited. Does it matter the time he visits?
It matters because is visiting nothing than to go and campaign after the election, because what is happening is the president don't visit before campaign or before now.
Okay. I understand.
So that's why. Hello?
That's your contribution. Thank you very much, Kalabo, for calling all the way from Sokoto. I believe Mr. President must have learned from a particular northern governor who did not visit a particular community even after they were attacked by Boko Haram. His experience wasn't palatable. Some are saying that probably the visit is Mr. President's way of pouring water ahead. I can't confirm that really, but those are just insinuations and of course some social media contributions from Nigerians. Let's have your opinion, especially on this issue as regards to the controversies now rocking the Baga casualties. Hello, good morning. Good morning, are you there? You're on to Call Digest. Are you there? I'm afraid we lost that. Keep trying. We just have about 10 more minutes to go on the show this morning. And it's the studio version of The People this Friday. So we're just going to give you all the time to contribute and have your opinion on all of these issues and controversies. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to Call Digest.
This is Mohammed Aijo from Abuja.
From Abuja. How's Abuja this morning?
Abuja is fine.
Well, bless God. Go ahead with your contribution, Mohammed.
Okay. Abuja is fine. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, turn down the volume of your TV set before you go ahead.
Yeah, okay, no problem. I take it down, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. So it's a good idea as the president visited Maiduguri yesterday.
Okay.
So I hope we need a prayer so that all these things to cut down.
It's all right.
Yes.
Thank you for your
I'm praying, and I want Nigerians to pray because Nigeria is a beautiful country for the past years, but we are praying so.
Okay.
May God help Nigeria in 2015 election. So thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Mohammed.
Look at there is a confusion there. Look at how international amnesty what they are saying, and look at the army. So we don't know the truth, but I want the army to let them investigate and get the truth so that Nigerians can be comfortable.
It's all right.
Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you very much for your contribution, Mohammed from Abuja. Well, does the number of houses or the land scale of destruction commensurate literally to the number of lives lost in the disaster? All of these issues are also up for logical analysis in due time. Hello, good morning. Hello, are you there? Please turn down the volume of your TV set. I'm afraid the only person I can hear is me. All right, call us back, please. Turn down the volume of your TV set while you're doing so. If you're finding it hard to reach us on telephone, follow us on Twitter at Core Digest Live, where we can also get your contributions and your comments read on air. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Are you there?
I'm here.
Please turn down the volume of your TV set.
It's off.
Beautiful. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Zebedee from Aba.
Zebedee, how are you today?
I'm fine.
Did you try again as regards to your PVC?
No, I forgot about that one.
You have given up.
Yeah.
But your wife has one now. It's all right. Let's talk about what's on ground, Zebedee.
To me, to my own understanding, the visit of the Mr. President to Maiduguri or Baga is good, but the issue there to me, I said that is politics.
Okay.
Even now. Why must even now? But the only thing is good that he visited, and based on the statistics of the people that died, to me, the army should do their research well, because I believe that the amnesty are correct, because based on the kind of killing that is going on.
How come you now trust Amnesty International more than your own Nigerian military?
No, not that I didn't talk, but based on what you have just shown us on screen, it's like the number is more than that. So let them do their research more.
It's all right. Thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you.
Zebedee calling from Alabama, regards to your family. All right, let's attempt to take more calls before we go on another commercial break. And of course, there are also updates as regards the violence-free elections we focused on this week. I'll bring you clips of that in a jiffy. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Welcome to Call Digest.
Good morning.
Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Musa. I'm calling from Mina.
Musa from Mina.
Yes.
Musa, can you speak louder than this?
Yeah, I'm calling from Mina. My name is Musa.
All right, go ahead with your contribution.
Yes. I said my name is Musa. I'm calling from Mina.
I heard you crystal clear. Musa, go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, what we are really saying on this issue of Baga. Yes, what I'm saying is Baga massacre is the army has not put into this environment. You understand? To confirm the figure and the figure that they are making available to people.
For crying out loud, the army just confirmed the figure. You saw the clip I showed you earlier where the military spokesperson, Chris Olukolade, said that unlike the earlier media reports of 2,000 casualties, he confirmed right in the face of camera that there are just about 150 casualties, including the insurgents. I think I lost you there. Call us back if you can. It's Call Digest, exclusive to Call TV News. Of course, issues on ground this morning has to touch on Mr. President's visit to Maiduguri. It's the second time he's doing that after June 2013. There were lots of clamor as regards Mr. President visiting after the abduction of over 200 Chibok girls in Borno. He was there yesterday. It was a surprise visit, not much anticipated. He visited wounded soldiers in the ongoing fight against insurgency. He also assured them that there are plans ongoing to re-equip the Nigerian army and, of course, to retake the 10 local governments being captured by Boko Haram in that climb. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. My name is Daudu, calling from Maiduguri.
Daudu from Maiduguri. Thank God I got someone from Maiduguri. So how do you guys feel? How did you feel hosting Mr. President yesterday in Maiduguri?
We feel all right. We thank the president for coming to Maiduguri to consult with us. We thank the president very well. It's not political.
Okay.
At least it broke the ice to come down and see the displaced people and the damage so far. And come up. The most important is to see the military in the hospital bed and thank him very well. It's a very good thing and it's a very good development.
That's good.
God bless TV. Thank you very much.
God bless you, Daudu. Thank you for your contribution from Maiduguri. Quite sober, sober mood, sober reflection, but know that quite optimistic that Mr. President visit might not just be as political as some school of thoughts have started describing and defining it on social media and in print media, on broadcast media, and on electronic media. I beg your pardon, but we just got someone there from Borno State Capital. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to Call Digest.
Mukaila.
Mukaila, you're calling from where?
Abuja.
Abuja. Go ahead with your contribution, Mukaila.
Yeah, I want to comment on the Amnesty International report.
All right. Go ahead. I'm with you, Mukaila.
Okay. You see the details at which Amnesty International went in presenting their report, comparing with Chris Olukolade, the spokesperson for the Nigerian Army.
Okay.
Just saying the casualties there is about 150. They should give us details
scientifically, they should do their research very. If the Nigerian military are they now in charge of FAGA, that they were able to confirm just 150 casualties, including the Boko Haram militants. You see the images at which Amnesty International goes presented to the whole world from satellite pictures. Do we have geospatial information? I think one of the problems we are having with this Boko Haram issue is that we are not employing technology. I don't think Nigerian media are fighting this one with intelligence. Because it's very sickening. You just keep hearing 200 Boko Haram members were killed. How do they come up across those numbers? So they should just they should stop talking. They should present documents, graphic pictures for us to see that truly the casualties recorded is not more than 150 people dead. And then Nigeria will believe them, but we keep hearing different stories. So interesting what the Nigerian are saying. Last year they told us they agreed ceasefire with Boko Haram. What happened? Boko Haram leader is dead. On how many occasions have you been hearing that the guy is still alive? So what do you expect us to believe from them anytime they are talking to Nigerians? We are not fools.
It's all right, Mukala. I believe you made your point there. I have to take another commercial break this time, and I'll be back with you with more. Don't go away.
Fellow Nigerians, as we enter a new year, let us talk Nigerian to Nigerian. Many of you believe that something is wrong with Nigeria. Many of you have given up. You think this country can never be good, can never get better. And so you forgive politicians for stealing and for mediocrity. Because you say to yourselves, they are all thieves. They are all selfish. And nothing will change. But is that really true? It is not. Many people ask me, why am I running for office again? And I ask them, what has changed since I began this mission? Can you honestly, truly say to yourself that our country has changed for the better? Are our children safe when they go to school? Are our parents safe when we leave them at home? Is the naira in your bank account of greater value today than it was 4 years ago? I am Muhammad Buhari. I am urging you to have your PVC, and on election day, you go peacefully and vote and make sure your vote count. Thank you very much.
All right, this is the final laps of the show, and don't forget it's a national platform we have here, so it's no doubt a rich platform to sell your ideas. All you need to do is contact us via the phone lines on your scroll bar. Scroll bar is somewhere beneath your TV screen. You'll find some words gradually moving like this. You get the numbers to contact us via that platform. Okay, let me quickly intimate you with update on the Jos unrest. You recall that we reported that about 2 PDP buses were burnt in Jos, and these buses, of course, obviously, were meant for presidential campaigns for Mr. President. In the aftermath of this unrest, some youth set campaign buses on fire. The good news is that calm is gradually returning to the city. We also were able to speak with the Commissioner of Police, Nasiru Oki, who condemned the act and called on the youths from all over the state and the country at large to desist from such violent act, because anyone apprehended this time will be made to face the full wrath of the law. You'll recall that earlier in the week we also talked about not just arresting these corporates but being able to bring them to book. The good news is that the Commissioner of Police there, whose eyes have seen a lot after he was transferred to that part of the country. In his tenure, he has witnessed 2 bomb blasts and several communal clashes since his assumption of office as CP last year. He confirmed the arrest of some suspects in connection with the burning of the buses. This is what he said, as well as the governor.
The vehicles were passing through, they are going to Bauchi from Abuja, and at Bauchi route, They were accosted and stopped, and miscreants burnt down the vehicles. All efforts made by the police, the fire brigade, was unable to actually prevent the vehicle from being completely burnt.
While responding to questions on the police command's preparations for the general elections to forestall any form of violence.
Okay, good news is that certain arrests have been made. We also spoke with the governor of the state who also made intention. No, you might just allow the report to flow, MCR, so we can get sight and sound from what actually transpired there.
From violence and work towards peaceful and harmonious coexistence.
We had about 5 now, I think. We have almost 5 people arrested now. If you expect that they will be prosecuted accordingly. They will be prosecuted.
While expressing its displeasure on the burning of the buses, the governor of Plateau State, Jinajang, said perpetrators of electoral violence should not be allowed to roam the streets because they pose a great danger to the nation's existing democracy.
Some 2 campaign vehicles were passing from Abuja to Bauchi, carrying the posters of the president. They stopped around Bauchi Road to either buy something or to eat, and some rascals went up, fire on them. I've been reliably informed that a good number of them have been arrested, and we will not take allow any such thing to happen here on the plateau. People who cannot be patient in a democratic setup, then they are not part of any good society, so they should be put behind the bars.
You had the Plateau State Governor, all of those young people who are not in tandem with peace this time. That means they do not belong to a democratic world. Their place should be behind the bars, and we hope that Nigerian youth can take a clue from that. The good news is that the violence that rocked presidential campaign rallies, you recall what happened in Rivers State, the explosion at the APC Secretariat. Of course, the police is saying that certain people have been nabbed
in Nigeria
already. We hope that they will also be prosecuted, and then it will serve as a deterrent to others in those climes. Thank you very much for joining us on the Friday edition of Call Digest. Indeed, we brought the people to the studio, and a big thank you to all of you who called. Dan Kulikuli was my first caller from Kaduna. Mr. Abe called in from Lagos. We had Abela called from Kaduna, and Mohammed also from Kaduna. Larry called in from Idori, Ondo State. Vandros called in from Benue, I believe. James from Lagos. Eze from Mina. Oluwashin from Ilorin. We also add regular caller on the show to Chuku, who called in from Anambra. Mukaila called in from Abuja. Dauda from Maiduguri. Musa from Mina. Zebede from Aba. Kalabo from Sokoto. And Mohammed from Abuja. I'm being asked to take just one more call before we go on the show this morning. Hello, good morning. We have a female caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Hadiza. I thought the program is off. Are
Yeah.
you true?
We're just rounding up now. Adiza, you're our last caller on the show. Go ahead with the contribution. Adiza, are you there?
Okay, I just want to comment on...
Hold on. Where are you calling from, Adiza?
Yes,
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Abuja.
From Abuja. Okay, go ahead with the contribution, Adiza.
Yes, I want to contribute on the burning of the buses.
Okay.
Yes. Why is it that Hadiza, H-A-D-I-Z-A?
Okay, H-A-D-I-Z-E. We'll get that.
Yes.
Go ahead now, Adiza.
Okay. Why is it that when the GEG buses were burnt down, that was when the...
Go ahead, please.
When the alarm was too on, people are there for the Rivers campaign that were shot, and nothing, they are not talking about it. People are there lying down in the hospital. Nobody is saying anything about it. But see, we are just seeing it on the telly. They are telling us that they've arrested those that burn buses. Are life no more important than buses?
It's all right. It's amazing the dimension you're taking it from, Hadiza. Well, thank you for your contribution. You're our last caller on the show, and we're sorry we swallowed the H in your name. I'm afraid the MCR guy doesn't like the H in the front of your name. Thank you so much, everyone, that participates on the show today. On behalf of everyone here, my crew members, we're saying have a wonderful weekend ahead. And of course, Core Digest Extra will come your way tomorrow, kickstart at 9 o'clock. Don't go away. Stick around for the top of the hour news. I'll be right back in your face.
Nigerians are expected to seek out the best 2 words to describe the activity. The Yoruba Unity Forum is conducting.
Be the first to know from the north, south, east, west, and around Africa.
Presidential
we break the news.
Men in Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live
I wish you
as the news spreads. We are Core TV News.
Welcome to Core TV Primetime
News, a 24-hour news station.